Today was an interesting trading day. I finished the day with good results, but my trading decisions weren't the best. Let's get into it and we'll discuss that more in depth. So this is the first trade of the day. It was a long on New York Open. I took this trade because we initially moved lower and afterwards we reclaimed the New York Open. And I was looking at the ES at the same time and I saw that it opened quite bearishly, and as soon as it started to show some strength and start moving higher again, I decided, yeah, let me enter along, and that's when my entry happened. I'm in $100 something profit right now. I should have closed the trade at this point because it was my first trade of the day, and in order to create a pad and have some error loss for the next trades, that's the best thing you can do. I didn't, and I got stopped at break even. And yeah, this is the second trade. It's a VWAP short. It's a nice reaction, 1 minute candle close below the level, stop above the high. And yeah, the reaction was instantaneous. Didn't have to sit in drawdown or wait for the reaction. It happened quite soon. You can see here I'm in around $200 profit. So I figured, yeah, this is my take profit target or close to it. So let me just try to secure these profits. And I moved my stop closer so I can secure the profits, and I exited the trade. And now this is a naked variable row back test. I choked the trade. And it's better like this because we broke below the EMA CVD line and we were pushing lower. At that point in time, I considered it a kind of mixed signal. You can see that we're still trying to push higher. We're struggling to move lower, but you can see moving forward a couple of minutes that we eventually pushed lower, and it's better that I exited there. Now, I'm trying to get into this New York Open with the New York VWAP back test. We're below the EMA CVD line and we're now in the position. We got a really fast reaction from the level. I put my stop loss to break even, but that was a mistake. I should have placed my stop loss higher. And the trade idea is not invalidated. I just was waiting for another sign of weakness so I can enter. And this is the 1 minute candle close below the level, and I should place my stop loss above the high of this candle that just closed right now. You can see we had some selling imbalances right there. So yeah, we don't have the strength to push above the New York Open again. So I figured, yeah, let me enter again. This was a mistake, but it was a mistake that I exited the initial trade. I should have just placed my stop loss quite higher, 20, 30 ticks away, and just wait for this to happen. I wouldn't have get stopped at entry and I would have had a better position. And yeah, my take profit was on top of the overnight low, but again, I am in $150 or almost $200 profit. Now I'm in $200 profit. And I'm starting to think about choking the trade. Yeah, $250, $230. At this point, I'm going to start moving my stop to profit because I just want to realize those profits. But this is not always the best idea. Sometimes it's best that you let trades play out. As you can see, the trade would have made some nice profits. I could have made $800 on that trade. But yeah, that's what happens when you exit prematurely the trade. You don't let the trade develop and you exit without a sign of strength. And now we broke above the New York Open. ES was pushing quite strongly. And I figured, yeah, let me go with momentum. Let me go with the trend. And this trade is on ES. I entered by mistake with 10 contracts because it was left on that size since I traded the evals. And it was a break-even trade, but because I had 10 contracts, the fees made me lose $250. So that was quite annoying. And then I entered the same trading idea with 3 contracts because I wanted to get a little bit of a reaction at this point in the chart, but I didn't keep in mind that we were one time framing both on the 1 and 5 minute charts, and I was just shorting against strength, and you don't want to do that. You want to take responsive trades instead of initiative trades, and you can see we're spending time here. We're not reacting at this level as I wanted us to react. We're just kind of building value at that point in the profile. And we're building value above or at the previous day high. So we're finding fair price here. So now we're trying to move higher. And seeing this is just, yeah, let me just exit this trade because I don't really like it. And I entered a long on NQ. based on the fact that EOS was pushing higher. These markets, they move in tandem. Most of the times they're correlated. When they're not, if you're watching both, you're going to see that pretty fast, and that's not the best trading environment. But now, because we're pushing higher on both assets, I figured, yeah, let me just go with strength here because we backtested the ATMA. And I could have entered a bit lower, right where I wanted to place my stop loss. That's where I could have entered. That was a much better entry in this case because I would have been in $300 profit right away. But yeah, my entry was a bit late, and that's why I wanted to exit this position pretty fast because yeah, I wasn't that confident that we're gonna push that high because we're at the very high of the day. We made a high, we changed the 1 minute market structure. Even though we're bouncing from the ATMA, we could have seen this move that's happening now. It could have had continuation because we're still below the EMA on the CVD. You can see that in the bottom part of the screen. So when price is below that, it signifies weakness. And yeah, we backtested the ATMA again, and we're still below the EMA line. And right now I'm thinking, yeah, if we make another low from here, I want to be out of this trade. I'm going to lose $400. And yeah, I'm just going to be out. And at this point, I compounded the trade because I saw that we're not pushing lower and ES was pushing higher. So I figured, yeah, let me just go with momentum here and let me place my stop in profit and make a quick $300. I shouldn't have. This was a choked trade. If I would have kept the trade, it would have hit the London Open level. You can see there, that was a $1,000 trade that I just left profits on the table. So yeah, don't do that. If you enter a trade and you have a plan, just wait for the plan to be executed and don't exit it like that. I took a long there on the back test of the VWAP with the previous day very low, but we made another low in VWAP, so I just figured, yeah, we're below. It was conflicting signs on the chart at this point, so I got stopped for a loss. But the point being is that here I entered the same trade. Yeah, so it's the same trading idea and it's the same mistake. I made this mistake even last week in a couple of videos. I should have just placed my stop below the overall low from the previous candle and just wait for the reaction that I was waiting for, because I would have got it in the end. But instead, I just wasn't confident in my trading idea. I wasn't willing to accept the risk and I exited the trade 2 times. So I could have just been in one trade and take profit on that trade, but I took losses on a couple trades or 3 trades. So you can see now the trade is going to my direction. I placed my stop loss to break even. You can see the trade went quite nicely, had a nice reaction upwards, and I could have taken $200 in profit there. I didn't though. And now I'm switching bias because I see that we couldn't push higher from this VWAP bounce. We tried to bounce 3 times on the VWAP and we couldn't. More than 3 times. On the 1 minute, we tried to bounce 4 times and this is the 5th time that we're trying to bounce. But the EMA, the CVD line the CVD is making lower lows, even though we're consolidating around the VWAP. So I figured, yeah, let me just go with the delta momentum and let me short. And this was kind of a mediocre trade because I shorted into support and my entry was quite bad, you know. Right here where price is at right now, this is where my entry should have been for a better trade, and I could have just closed here for a couple $100 in profit. And yeah, it's just annoying to see because I was too impatient to wait for a better entry or for a confirmed trading idea. Because if we would have closed a candle of a 1 minute candle below the VWAP, my trading idea would have been better. So now you can see that I exited based on fear and I entered the same trading idea again. So I want to see lower, but now I entered a bit higher. So yeah, let's see what happens. Right now, it just looks like we're bouncing from VWAP, and that's what I'm thinking about in the moment. I want to exit the trade there if price is going to make a higher high again, because currently we're just making lower lows and we're just consolidating on top of the VWAP. So I'm not quite invalidated. ES was also pushing lower. Yeah, I'm starting to get my trading idea plan play out at this point, and you can see this is a common mistake. Because I'm not confident enough in my trading idea. I want to protect myself. I want to protect myself from losing capital, and I want to place my stop to break even. And sometimes that's the best decisions, but most of the times it's not. You can see that I closed the trade for a profit, for a loss, because I was afraid, and then the trade played out quite soon after I exited, so I was annoyed. And then I tried to re-entered with the same trading idea with 3 contracts. This was a bit pushing it because I knew that, 3 contracts is a bit high. I exited that limit position because I knew we bounced from the New York view up. So now I'm thinking it was a good trade. It could have played out. You see that it was quite instantaneous. So I decided, let me go with it again, because ES is pushing lower and we're just moving lower. And I just like where we are in the chart, and we can see lower from this point moving onward. So those were my thoughts at the time. And you can see that I'm hovering over the market sell, and I market entered the same trading idea, because the market is quite bearish, and you could have seen it based on the delta and based on what ES was doing. So I'm $400 in profit, and I closed it, prematurely. You can see this was like a $1,000 trade if I would have kept it open. I just had to be patient and confident in my trading idea. And now again, I'm trading with the trend based on delta, continuation, ES confluence, and I exited for break even. And it's just annoying because you see that most of these trades, they're playing out, but I'm not capitalizing on them. I'm just like not trusting my instinct, not trusting my trading idea, my TA. It's just annoying to see. It's sad. It's something that, I left a lot of money on the table today, even though I closed the day in good profits. That's why I'm not so happy about today's trading results. Now, we backtested the overnight low, and I entered on the overnight low backtest. Even though we closed the 1 minute candle below it, I entered as soon as I saw strength both on ES and NQ, and I entered with 1 contract. I'm trying to place my stop in profit now to secure $200, and now I'm trying to secure a little bit more. We're pushing higher, placed my stop to $160 in profit, and let's see, $300 in profit, and I get stopped. But you can see again, we pushed past New York Open and we rejected from the New York view up. So this trade could have been a $600 trade instead of a $300 trade. So I'm just like, kind of like I have PTSD from last week, because I've been in so much unrealized profit and I didn't take advantage of it. But today's trading's context was a little bit different. The environment was different. The environment was respecting the levels. We had great volatility. We had big moves, a big range to play with. So today was really, really easy to trade because my levels were really respected, and I didn't make the most out of it. But let's analyze this. We rejected from New York Open. We had 3 1-minute candle closes below the New York Open, and now I entered the 1 minute short because we're also below the EME CVD line. And this is only weakness here on the chart, right? I maximize the trade. I put the stop $200 in profit. I'm pretty happy about this trade because I reached $700. You saw that I started the day pretty good. I took 3 or 4 consecutive wins, a couple of break-even trades, got to 600 on 5 PAs, and then I went to break-even. And then I recovered again and I closed the day 700 on 5 PAs. So ups and downs. I'm not really proud of the trading I did. I should have been a bit more careful with trading ES with 10 contracts. That was a silly mistake. It shouldn't have happened. But note for the day, be a bit more patient, and while in trade, just don't get so emotional. Don't get so obsessed with your P&L. Let trades play out when the trading environment is supporting this type of trading. I could have made a lot of money today and I didn't. It's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong. It's 3.5K across all of my PAs, but it could have been more, So that's the psychological part that each trader has to contend with. It's not really good to ponder on the fact that you could have done more. Just recognize your mistakes. Don't regret it. Sorry, my dog is barking downstairs. I need to go see what's up with that. And I leave you at this for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow and peace out. Have a good one.